Alrighty, so for this week's module, we're going to look at glaciers. And so it's going to be a little bit of a short week this week. So the glacier module doesn't cover a ton of information. And so it is a shorter module. I mean, you still have the kind of the assignments that I want you to kind of go through, of course. But there is the typical PowerPoint. And so on Monday, we'll go through this kind of PowerPoint, and of course it's here online, and there's a little voiceover here thing you can review. And that's what mostly the lecture is going to be about. Now, in this module, when we talk about glaciers, there tends to be a lot of nomenclature, a lot of words that we have to kind of know. So I'm not big on memorization for naming things, but in this case, we do have to know at least some of the terms. So look at some of the images that name the different features. So there's erosional features that glaciers leave behind. There's also depositional features. And so typically I'll have you either, look at a diagram and just kind of match the words to that location. So visually you should kind of know what they are. Although occasionally there'll be a question that asks you about how some things form. So kind of focus on those things when you're looking at the module here and going through this lecture part. So that's what the quiz will be over for the main lecture. There is a little article in this PDF here that is from GLG.com, and it just kind of goes over how glaciers move. They're a little unique. They do flow, but because they're a solid, they have this kind of plastic flow. It's almost like when we talk about things inside the earth. Remember, the asthenosphere is a solid, but it has the ability to flow over periods of time. Well, glaciers, same thing. They're solid, but with enough weight and mass, with the help of gravity, these things become a little plastic and they start to flow. So they're very slow moving, of course, but they do have the ability to flow, and that's what this article is going to kind of describe to you. And then the Earth Revealed series is just, once again, some additional information. Yes, there'll be some overlap to what is talked about in the main lecture content, but it's got its own kind of things it focuses on, and it's a good overview, like always, so take a look at that. And for the last thing I'm going to have you do for now is just to go through a video about how the Earth was made. So this is a more recent video, and so it's well done, of course, and it talks about the ice age. So when we talk about glaciers, we mentioned there's two different groups, right? There's the alpine that are up in the mountains, and then there's these big ice sheets like in Greenland. And there were times in the geologic past where these ice sheets covered a large portion of the planet. And this video is focusing mostly on the America, so United States, and how it was impacted by these big ice sheets that occurred at least fairly regularly from about 2 million years to about 10,000 years. And so you're just going to watch the video, and in the documents presented here, you're just going to answer the questions. So it'd be like if we were in class and watched a movie and you were asked to answer some questions about it. So you can just fill that out, and then you can submit it, and that'll be for your homework. And of course, for this week, we're just going to do makeups for our lab. So Monday, we're just doing makeups. So if you've missed a lab, you need to make one up, you can come on Monday. And then because it's a Thanksgiving week and we're taking it a little easy this week, we're not going to meet this Wednesday for lecture. So you'll have that day. So hopefully that'll give you some time to get through the online content. And that way you can maybe have a little bit of a break over Thanksgiving, and you won't have to worry about, doing your homework over the holiday. So use that time wisely. So take that time maybe and focus on getting some of this stuff done. But as always, if you run into any issues with some of this material, please don't hesitate to contact me and I'll help you out.